I did it.
Oh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. I'm Niners Jess, along with Ty Alston, Maddie B, and your girl Bex will be joining us momentarily. She lost power. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. Happy Wednesday to you both.
Yes.
Yeah, same. I mean, I figured I'd show up for the thing I was scheduled for on time.
Would you look at that?
Figured,
Would you look at
people
that?
have been waiting
Imagine.
all week long for this show. And this is not a shot at Becca, by the way, at all. She can't predict power. But, I figured
A
people
storm.
expected us to be here, and I figured I'd show up, So some people can't be bothered to do that. So
Darn them.
We're
Well,
here
it's very nice to have you, Maddie. I'm glad you decided to show up and not get fined. It's Wednesday, August 28th, and here we are. We are days away from week one. But
Yeah.
first, we are brought to you by our sponsors, Faithful Gear. Go on faithfulgear209.com and hellafitted.com. And for Faithful Gear, please tell Robert we sent you. And for Hella Fitted, please tell Anthony that we sent you. They got some good stuff. This was actually, my shirt was made by Robert, Inspector Dabbit on Twitter. They have some good stuff, so go check them out. All right, so let's see where to start. This is true, yes.
Yes, she does. Yeah, she does issue fines.
I do issue fines for sure. All right, so let's start with the thumbnail. I'm not going to start with Brandon Ayuk. I'm going to start with Trent Williams. Trent Williams needs to be paid ASAP. The man protects our franchise. Niners, what are we doing? We need to get this man in the building now. Maddie.
When's week 11 again? When is that?
I don't.
They're not
In
coming
November.
until week 11, guys. They're not coming until week 11 at this point. If they get in any
November.
earlier than that, congratulations, week 11. I'm going to do the schedule right now. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm going to give you the game where Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk come back. So week 8 is October 27th. Week 9 they're on a bye. Week 10 against the Bucks. So yes, week 11, November 17th against the Seahawks at home. That will be Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams' first game in uniform this season, and they're only going to be here so that their contracts don't toll. And then Brandon Ayuk will get franchise tagged at the end of during the offseason, or he'll get tagged and he won't sign the tag. That'll be a whole drama thing in itself. And Trent Williams will debate whether or not he wants to retire. But yeah, week 11, November 17th. Yes, thank you. The offensive tackle version of Aaron Donald at this point. Yeah, week 11. That's when they'll be here. That's it. Anything else is a waste of our energy and stuff. Like I want to rip into everybody on this, but it's just so stupid. It is absolutely stupid. We're clearly not serious about winning titles. Clearly, it is a quest for 6. It's not actually a goal. We just want to jump into the quest, right? The quest is the journey or something. I don't know what this is, but clearly nobody's interested in winning Lombardis. They're interested in other stuff. So, week 11. Against Seahawks. We'll see them there. Maybe we'll be in the playoff chase at that point. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But week 11.
I don't always agree with what Steve Young says. But what he has said with regard to Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams, what are you doing? Don't you understand what we're trying to do here? I mean,
Actions speak louder than words to me, and on either
agreed.
side of this, you know what I mean?
Wait, repeat
Whether
that one more time. Repeat that one
say it
more
with me,
time.
actions speak louder than words. Actions
Exactly.
speak louder than words in this situation. So again, I do not care if it's the fact that the organization hasn't made their best offer yet, or whatever. There's been moving targets on goals, or poor agent communication, or whatever. Like, now's the time to end all that and get it done. There's a week of practice. If they lose week 1, the Jets, dude, we are never hearing the end of it. That is going to yap on forever. It will not stop. It will just be a yap fest. We will remember that game for the rest of the year, just like the Christmas game last year. Same deal. The stink of that will live for a very long time. And I'm not, could they win the game without those two? Sure, but again, are we serious about this, or are we just saying we're serious? I rip Jerry Jones on a daily basis, constantly, right? About being all
Yeah,
in. Well, CD Lamb's ass is in camp, right?
because Jerry Jones caved and overpaid for a
Right.
slot receiver.
Absolutely. And whatever the difference is, so be it. You know what I mean? And yeah, Micah Parsons is showing up this year, getting paid $4 million, and Dak Prescott's going to be a free agent. So it's still a gong show. But at the end of the day, if this franchise is all about winning that 6th Lombardi trophy, win that 6th Lombardi trophy. And you also want volunteers and not hostages, to steal a quote from Mike Tomlin. So if Brandon Ayuk doesn't want to be here, go.
There you go.
If not, you're going to play. So week 11, that's it. That's the way I look at it.
At this point, got to ask yourself that question. Like, do you really want to be here? We've done everything you've asked for and then some. You still won't put pen to paper. I don't know what the deal is. As far as Trent, you're getting paid. You're getting paid. You show up week 1, you're on the week 1 roster, you're going to make $20.8 million this year. That's a whole lot of cash. I don't see what the problem is. Oh, I'm wigging out.
Wow, it's tie this time.
It's like some Matrix stuff.
That is really, whoa.
I know. That happened before. Okay.
Was there an incursion?
Low battery.
Well, Kyle Shanahan did say that pretty much all options are still on the table for Brandon Ayuk. So he could very well possibly be traded.
That's got to happen soon, though, because no team is going to want him coming in after week 1. Like, they're going to want to be able to, get him in for a practice and, like, at least pretend that they can use him in week 1. Like, I know we've said this for effing weeks. Just a reminder that 3 weeks ago, the deal to Pittsburgh was, quote, finalized, end quote. Oh, yeah, Kyle and John are done with this. They're so done with it.
They're so fed up. It's not even funny.
So something's going to happen before the end of this weekend, one way or the other. And if it doesn't, then we'll see him week 11. And that's legitimately how you're going to have to mentally prepare for it. Because if he doesn't show up for week 1, there's no excuse for him to show up any sooner unless he gets sick of missing game checks. And you can apply that to Trent Williams. You can apply that to Brandon Ayuk. Either one of them.
I mean, if Kyle and John are fed up, which you clearly saw in their body language and their facial expressions, I mean, well, I should start it this way. If us as the fans, if we're fed up, like I can only imagine how John and Kyle feel.
Dealing with it every day, talking to them. Like, come on, we're getting this done.
They're under pressure every day.
Here we go again.
Nobody's under more pressure than them to, like, get this stuff done, right?
But the funny thing is, from their end, there's nothing to get done. Like, dude, here's your contract. It's on the table. Sign it.
Yeah, like one more. I don't
I did my part.
More he wants.
I
like
did
being
my
an adult.
part.
This is what I can't stand when people act like children. Like, be an adult and sign your contract.
Yeah. Like,
You
dude,
wanted to be traded. We got you. We got trade partners. No,
you said
no,
no.
no. I don't want them.
Yeah. Let's revisit. Let's go back to the table. Okay. We're back at the table. Here's a revised contract. Let me think about it. What can you do? Rob D, my guy.
Hey, Rob. I'm just so over the Brandon Ayuk situation. We just need Big Trent in the building.
What are you,
If we
Trent in
get
the
Big
building?
Trent in the building and not at week 11, but if we get him in the building like ASAP, I will feel so much better because, in all honesty, screw BA at this point.
Why did they let him go to Vegas? What the hell was all that about?
Exactly. Thank you, Tony.
I need
Shit or get off the pot. That is my
Re-
favorite saying.
Tony's
Shit or
completely
get off
correct
the
on
pot.
this. I don't understand the Vegas thing. If you're too like, I don't get that. Like, if you're too injured to practice, to me, you're probably too injured to travel. Like, that's
See,
not
that's the whole.
that it doesn't make like that one doesn't make any sense to me. Like that one was when I saw him on the trip. Did to me that was like, okay, they must be close to getting something done here. They would not let him go on this trip, right? Because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, they're letting this dude go on this thing, like whatever.
Well, he went to avoid fines, and it was a free trip to Vegas.
They shouldn't have fined
Why
him.
is he there?
Sorry,
Free trip to Vegas.
you're not healthy. You can't go to the fun trip. Sorry, that's how that works.
Now he's been cleared by doctors, so now
Right.
they have
Yeah.
to decide whether or not to fine them. And quite frankly, I hope they do.
This is
I
where the
really hope
rubber
they
meets.
do.
This is where the rubber meets the road. Like I said, something has to happen before like the end of this weekend. So, I mean, if he's going to Le'Veon Bell this thing, let him Le'Veon Bell the thing. That's his call. It's his career he's screwing up, not like. Yeah, this franchise will. It doesn't work out. Whatever, something happens. So be it. Like, but his career is not going to get any better from here. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh, let me throw a bunch of money at this guy and get him in, because it's already sounded like he's fine china, grandma's from the counter, and you don't want to accidentally bump it. So,
What's up, Golden Dragon? Trent Williams wants 28.2 million, 2 out of the 3 years guaranteed.
well, I mean, if he's going to give us
No
the
one
Drew Brees,
knows that for sure.
if he's
That's
going to give us the
speculation. Yeah. Go ahead.
if he's going to give us the Drew Brees treatment at the end of it and lower
There
that
you go.
cap number, sure. But every year there's this, I don't know, is he gonna? Adam Peters isn't staying away, Tony. He's on the down low. He's not publicly, they're not publicly talking about this because they don't want to piss off Terry McLaurin, but I promise you, Washington is still in on this. I promise you,
Adam
New England
Peters-
is probably still in on it.
Adam Peters is making a name for himself on his team, building
Yeah.
it the way he wants.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing he wants is somebody saying, oh, you can't do it without the 49ers. He's doing his own thing. He don't give a shit about us. He's got
Right.
his own job.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
hate
care
when
about
people try to come up with these connections. He's doing
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that. Now, I guarantee you the communication is open. So I guarantee you they know what the offer is. And I know that I have a pretty good hunch that if there is some sort of deal, they'll probably be like a quick go around and be like, hey, I think we are going to trade this guy. You sure you don't want in on this? And if he felt strongly about him and if he was the one that banged the table during the draft to make sure that he was drafted, that might be a guy that he sees as a building block for Jaden Daniels. And if that's the case, they
Kenny.
decide to do that. You know what I mean? So, CMC did his thing and got paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody seems to be willing to get paid. Like,
Tony says that he's saying bringing in a talent that he knows and was involved in drafting.
Yeah, but look at that. Well, look at what that talent is doing now. Look at the way he's acting. Like, do I want to deal with that? Or do I go find another young talent that I could possibly bring in and get credit for? You got guys, think about that. Like, I don't want that headache.
Ooh, that was some nice thunder there. Ooh,
Oh,
yikes.
storms are heading her way.
Wow. That was some nice crackling. Um, he is, but man, BA wants to be paid in cash, not bucks.
Hardy har har har. Well, he shows up, he'll get 14 million in cash. Hey, how about that?
I didn't think he was going to practice today. I mean, with all like the
No,
reports and stuff like that, and like, them saying like, oh, rumor has it BA is going to practice today. I'm like, I don't know about that.
it
And
was
then
too much.
somebody tried to,
I
what's that?
heard that he might. I said it was too much. I heard that he might
Yeah.
practice. He intends to practice. No,
Then
I
there was
believe
like
it
a
when I
video
see him on the
from like
field.
from
Yeah,
like July that surfaced, and somebody
yeah.
like took out like the timestamp, and like that he
Hmm.
was pretty much like walking off the field. And I'm like, dude, I've seen this video
That's from
before.
OTAs. Yeah, we've all seen that. Like, dude,
They even had the
stupid trolls.
stands still up from like for like the faithful and
The
stuff. Like,
training
come
camp.
on now,
Yeah,
that's not from today. Jeez,
that was dumb. It's too dumb.
it's crazy. Anyway, if you guys need gear for the season, please check out Faithful Gear, faithfulgear209.com or hellafitted.com. The shirt I'm wearing, Kyle Shanahan, is from Faithful Gear. Good stuff going on over there. Check them out. And so Leonard Floyd is day to day with a knee.
Yep.
Gross Matos is week to week with a knee. Ricky
Floyd came back
Pearsall
to
is,
practice today, by the way. I
what's that?
read. Floyd was
Was he
back to
there?
practice today. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sweet.
So that's good
Ricky
news.
Pearsall is practicing, but with a blue no contact jersey. Shocker. Talanoa Hufanga is back. Well, they're not really throwing him into everything. They're working him in, but he is back, which is good. D Winners, ankle injury. George Odom rolled his ankle in practice before the Vegas game. Let's talk a little bit about that game. What stood out to you guys? Go ahead,
The
Ty.
Vegas game.
Yeah.
Jacob Cowing was the obvious
Mhm.
standout. He showed up, showed out. What else? Pearsall. I mean, not Pearsall. Jeez. The running back, Isaac Garindo. Forget the long run back. He ran the ball well. He was tough to bring down, picked up yards, showed why they drafted him. I think he's a good, tough running back. And Robert Taylor Jr. got in and ran the ball hard. It shows why they were high on him in camp. He looked like he's made of some good stuff. And that's the thing that stood out to me the most was just how good the run game looked, in particular those three backs. All looked capable of toting the rock. Well, it's two backs, good of toting the rock, and could just spell somebody for or down or two if need be. Hello, imagine that. So that was the biggest thing to me. We're all concerned about CMC's long-term health, so we want to see these backup guys show some potential, and they did. So I liked what I saw from them.
Maddie.
I don't know. Nobody major got hurt, really. That was the biggest thing that I took away from it.
Yep.
Also, he let a lot of the ones stay out there for a while. The Raiders brought. I was driving, so when it was originally live, it was the Raiders radio crew that was doing the game, and they were absolutely stunned that they kept them out there that long. And I'm like,
Yeah.
they didn't get any they didn't get the head up practice against the Saints. People have been banged up all the time. Like, they needed to get some rust off. You got to get that stuff off, man. Like, it if they're healthy and they want to play, you got to let them go play. So, that interception was like weird. So I'm not really too stressed about it at all.
Nah,
People were so concerned about, oh, I can't believe he threw an interception. I'm like, it's not like he threw it in the guy's chest. The ball got batted in the air.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Calm down.
Typical
Like,
overreaction. You know how that
just
goes.
it's so ridiculous. But yeah, I would much rather them have them get that out now. You know what I mean? So, just it was a preseason game. Cool to see Isaac. How the hell does Isaac Guerrero go 93 yards and not score?
Ran out of
Like,
gas.
completely ran out of gas, and that's what
Cut across the
conditioning.
field. That added, an extra 45, 50 yards right there.
It's a
And it was
lot.
his first game.
Yep.
I'm surprised he made it that far.
And now it
Telling you.
looks like he tweaked his groin.
He tweaked his groin. I know. That report
Are
came
you
out today.
shocked by that in any way?
So here we go.
Somebody has to take over the Elijah Mitchell role of being day to day. So it's going to be
Yeah.
Isaac Guerrero. It's fine.
There you go.
I like Isaac Guerrero. I like our, it's too bad about Elijah Mitchell.
Mhm.
I think Steve-O posted the question as to why they put him on IR as opposed to just cutting him.
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really look at it.
They could cut him from IR later if they really need to.
True.
I think it was just a procedural thing.
Okay.
He's in the final year of his contract and everything, so it wouldn't have hurt to just cut him. Well, we'll see. We know that this roster isn't 100% set yet. They're still going to be moving pieces around. So next week he could be a guy that's completely off the roster. You never know.
Released with an injury settlement of some type.
Exactly. They do that all the time.
Yeah, I like him, but
yeah,
it obviously hasn't really worked out because the injuries couldn't keep healthy and stay on the field. I thought the offense played pretty well, against the Raiders. I like the dot that Brock Purdy had to Debo along the sideline. The pass to George Kittle. I saw that pass. I'm like, we're in mid-season form right now.
Yeah, you can tell the chemistry. That's just them doing that in their sleep.
Yeah, that was a crazy throw and catch, and it was just it was awesome. But like I always say, good things happen when the ball's in George Kittle's hands, of course.
And you got a number of targets. He got worked in, so it was good.
Yeah, it was good to see. It definitely was good to see. But now here we are. We're days away from week 1 playing the Jets, Monday Night Football. And besides the obvious of BA and Trent Williams, let's talk a little bit about the 53-man roster and who they actually released. Any surprises to you guys? Yeah, Ty.
For me, no, not really. All these guys are fringe on the back end. You didn't think they would really make it. If there's one guy I say that was a surprise, like, oh my gosh, they didn't keep him, was the center and they brought him back. He's on the practice squad. What's his name?
Ben Barch.
Go back one. No, I'll do it. Drake Nugent.
Oh, Drake Nugent. Okay.
Yeah. It was a shock that they only kept 2 tight ends though. But I thought about it and it was like none of those guys really wowed them, really was blowing them away. And you saw it in games, like no one really stood out. So you understood the assignment, what was going on there. So I don't think there was any surprise cuts Guys like Samuel Womack and Danny Gray, who have been on the team for a while. You knew they were on the bubble. They were right at that Mendoza line and they were under it to, getting cut. So there's no big shockers there. Not at all.
Yeah, I think the one that kind of surprised me was Samuel Womack. Um, like as far, you had mentioned Danny Gray, like I wasn't surprised at that. I think
Right.
what's kind of surprises me is who we still have is Ronnie Bell.
Yeah, that was the real shocker. I was waiting for us to talk about who's actually on the roster. Him making it was a shocker to me too, because he was that guy that was, like I said, near the Mendoza line. He was on the bubble.
Yeah.
And I didn't
I
think
mean,
he would
I
make it.
definitely don't trust him being back there returning,
No.
punts and
He's
all
not a
that.
return guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one bit, and I hope I don't see him back there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are upset because Jarrett Kingston, that would have been a nice guy that would, to come back, but he's with Carolina now, I believe.
Yep. They picked him up.
Yep. And yeah, Womack is gone and Ambry Thomas is still with us. Maddie, who
And
do you
he's a
think?
guy. I think they're going to
Go
slide
ahead, Ty.
Ambry to IR and open up a roster spot.
Yeah.
So he's another one of those guys. But go ahead, Matt.
Just shows you that sometimes your drafts hit, sometimes they don't. There's a lot of guys in there from one draft class, and that draft class is always going to be discussed as being a good one because of the guy they found late, but the rest of it didn't really pan out all that great. You also had a lot of guys get picked up by other teams, right? Cody Schrader got picked up. I know a couple other guys did too, kind of right away in one of those deals. So, not really surprised by anything. So, and I'm not surprised by Ronnie Bell because he's probably insurance right now. Like there's major question marks on who the wide receiver room is going to be in week 1. So probably got to hang on to that because there's still a little bit of time to make that decision. The final decision, of course. I believe Mordecai's on the practice squad now too. Tame Martin's on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Larry Kruger's favorite, Tanner Mordecai. Drake Nugent, Mason Pline, Trent Taylor, Tracy Walker, Braden Willis. Yeah, I'm not surprised by the guys on the practice squad now. I think there's like 2 more spots left that I know Rock Sin.
Yep.
And there was somebody else as well, I believe. Let me see.
I had a list. I should have left it open.
It is.
They
re-signed Eric Saubert, Ben Barch, and Rocky Sin. They cut Sam O and placed John Feliciano and Ambry Thomas on IR.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they also signed Terrace Marshall, the wide receiver from Carolina.
Yep.
Which I think was good. There's potential there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's a guy who's flash. He's made plays. He's a young guy. I think they'll have him on a practice squad and coach him up. And like he's one of those guys you can see will probably be a late in the year call up when they start calling up guys. He could be one of them.
I think that makes 7 wide receivers right now.
No, we currently have 7.
Okay.
There's 7 right now. On the 53 man, there's 7.
Okay.
So when you add in the 3, was it 2 or 3 from the practice squad? It's 3 on the practice squad right now. So that gives us 10 total on the entire roster. So we got a lot of bodies there.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. What's your honest feeling going into week 1?
I think we're fine. I think we're okay. All the hullabaloo about who's not here, we got to concentrate on the people who are here. And
You sound like Kyle Shanahan.
no, just to
It's
not
true though.
just
It
if you
is.
take
It's
away
true.
like the overreaction and like Jalen Moore, is Jalen Moore that his name?
Yes,
Why am I second guessing myself? Like that's not his first name.
because
It
you're
is
not good
Jalen
with
Moore.
names. It is
That's
Jalen Moore.
true. That's true. Take that, Bryant Schneider. Um, um, like everybody when we played the Saints and everybody was like, "Oh, Chase Young beat him and he was bad." Well, he was bad, but then he settled down and actually played some solid football for the remainder of that game. So his performance was okay. Like I just think he saw Chase Young and got a little nervous. Like, oh shit, it's Chase Young. Like that happens. So if we could get him to settle down and just focus and do his job, I think Kyle can kind of scheme away around him some, and we'll be okay. I talked earlier about how good the running game looked with these backups. We know how good Jordan Mason has looked, right? Imagine with CMC out there and with an Aaron Banks now inserted into the lineup. That's going to look even better. People freaked out at the Raiders game when Colton McKivitz got beat on the interception. Oh, well, we know Colton McKivitz struggles with guys with speed. That's his Achilles heel. So we dealt with that last year. There's ways around it, and you can give him chips and helps. It won't happen all game long. We'll be fine. We saw how Brock looked, how Kittle looked, how Debo looked, how Jawan looked. Hello. Insert a Jacob Cowing in there. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4 fine receivers right there. Right? Adding CMC catching out the backfield, that's another one. So it's good. I think the defense, they're going to be flying around and rocking and rolling. We have retooled all over. And I know there's still a few things to work out, like who's going to be the third cornerback on the field and who's going to be the opposite starting safety. But I think they'll have that figured out, and the defense will be rocking. So I'm okay. I think we're good. We're going to go in with a game plan and just need to execute it.
So no concern about our offense versus the New York Jets defense.
No, because like Kyle knows their defense. He practiced against it for how many years straight? What are they going to do that he doesn't know, that he hasn't seen? They're going to magically switch to a 3-4 in the game? Unless they do something like that. It's like, what you going to do? So I'm not worried about it.
Maddie?
I'm not worried about it, but I just kind of know how football goes, and it seems like this team usually doesn't get off to the start that anyone would actually want. Last year was kind of a different time on that, but year before struggled, lost opening day against Chicago. That was, of course, the Debo holdout off season. Jets are going to have a massive chip on their shoulder. They've probably been looking forward to this game since, like, I don't know, it was announced. I'm assuming there's going to be sprinkles. Well, I mean, you know how things go. I'm not saying it's justified, Ty. I'm saying they've got one, right?
Like they lost their quarterback week 1. It wasn't like they were robbed in the Super Bowl with no holding calls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, it's all just we should have a chip on our shoulder too and want to get back on the field, but people want to get their contracts done. So, I don't know. It's just one of those deals. I think they're going to lose the low scoring game. And I think we're all going to be sitting here on Tuesday saying, wow, they really played like crap. I hope they play better next week. And they will, and it will be fine. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they start off the season 0-2. Not because they're bad. Not because Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk are out.
Hold on, time out. Are you saying that you wouldn't be shocked if like the Niners start off the season 0-2?
100%. I absolutely wouldn't. Remember, the 1993 Cowboys
I'm
started off
too
the
busy
season 0-2.
reading the comments, so I'm just like, and I'm listening, but I
Mhm.
just had to.
Yeah, no, I mean the
What are
93
you
Cowboys.
smoking?
The 93 Cowboys started off 0-2, missing Emmitt Smith, who was one player,
It's the
guys.
Emmitt Smith
Like,
holdout.
that shit happens. There's
What up,
hangovers to
Bex?
this stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad team, doesn't mean the season's going to go out, but there's a lot of distractions right now. And if everybody does a great job and they manage to win both of those games, hey, I'm happy as anybody else. But
Wait, whoa,
I don't know.
time out.
Things aren't great right now.
What? A lot of what distractions? What's
A
distracting?
lot to. I don't know. What if anybody could get through a press conference or a media interview without having to talk about Brandon Ayuk or Trent Williams? This has been going on for weeks.
They've done that. They don't ask them all the time.
Over and
And they give a
every time
brief
I turn
question
around,
and
here
move
comes
on.
Deebo Samuel and Kay Adams. Whoop, there it is. Here comes another one, and then it gets recycled. Now,
Well,
whether
they've been
that's the
doing
case
that
or
stuff
not,
forever.
yes, of course. But like, it's got to get tiring. I would drive me nuts. It would drive me insane. I'd be so sick of talking about it. And then every time they end
Well,
with the
I'm
same
sure
answer.
they are. I'm sure they are.
And it ends,
But what are
and it ends
what
with
are
the
they going to
same.
do,
Right,
Maddie?
exactly.
What are they going to do?
They're going to have to keep eating it, which means literally there's nothing they can do. They're going to have to be pissed off about it, right? So it's just going to keep going. That's what I mean by it's a distraction. As long as it is happening, they are going to be asked about it. To me, that is a distraction. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm trying to be
give your little
realistic.
stupid canned answer. Oh, I'm sure he'll take care of himself and be able to do them, and then you move on. That's what they've been doing. That's not a distraction.
I'm sure.
When they're on the field, are they answering questions? Is a reporter running up to them on the field going, so what do you think about that contract? No, they're out there practicing.
I'm sure they are.
Except they're not, if they're not under contract. So I kind of
we're not talking about them. We're talking about the players that are there.
I was just going to say, like, what he's saying is 100% yes. Hot take by Maddie, because you can't have Brandon Ayuk out there learning the playbook and doing his shit when he doesn't have access. Trent Williams now holding out. Come on, don't do it. Don't. Everybody who holds out, there's a significant drop off every single time. And I think you're absolutely right, Matt. We could get caught with our pants down very quickly and easily because we're not ready and we're not prepared because our key marquee players aren't on the field and ready to go.
There are 51.
Brock Purdy is the key marquee player.
I mean, he is.
He's the baddest mofo on the planet.
There absolutely is. There absolutely is.
We got 51, Brock, and they don't. We win.
This is a 53-man team, and these are 53 people with 53 different personalities. Do the other 51 people all agree that Ayuk and Trent are in the right with what they're doing? I got to tell you, I don't think they are. Whether they're going to say it publicly or not, it creates a problem.
Who's the key cog in the wheel?
Vibes aren't great, kids. That's what it is, and we can be in denial about it all day. And I don't care whose fault it is, but the vibes are trash for this team right now. I love everybody who's currently here, but like,
no, there's some more doom and gloom.
Yeah,
I'm thinking these guys are made of sterner stuff.
I hope so.
Okay, this dude's working on his contract. Cool, good for him. I got to stay here and earn my contract. Make sure this little Jacob Cowing kid, he burning it up right now. He looking like little Santana Moss and Steve Smith Sr. I got to be on my P's and Q's. He ain't taking my job. You see how this Jair Brown came in and took a job last year? I got to work on my stuff. Forget them dudes. That would be me.
That's great, except you're part of the team, unless you're Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams who are holding out, and you're not getting the good. You're not getting fed all the good stuff that you need to know. This is exactly what we see every time somebody holds out. They have a down year. They have a down season because they're not ready to coming in hot, taking it, coming in hot. Like that. That is not happening because you don't know what you need to know because they're withholding against you because you haven't signed a contract. And we've seen it. We can go back and look at every damn person who's held out a contract. They have a terrible start to their season, and it takes them either all year or half the year to get into season ready play game mode. And I hate it if Trent is holding out this long. Come on, just sign Trent. It's not that much money compared to Brandon Ayuk.
Trent is an accounting thing. Like, just move the guaranteed money from the end to the thing, right? That one shouldn't be that hard. That one is the one where my head is internally imploding. Why is this Trent Williams thing not been figured out? We can blame Brandon Ayuk and his agent all day and whatever happened there, that's fine. But why in the hell has this Trent Williams thing's not been like, this seems like it should be an easy, open-ended boom, 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 and it just continues to not be done.
And you want to hear the real? You want to hear the real?
No,
you want to hear the real? Go ahead, Jeff.
Like I said in the beginning, hold on, Ty. Like I said in the beginning, Trent Williams protects the franchise. We need this man in the building right now. Forget about BA. We need to bring Trent in.
He's way more valuable than Brandon Ayuk. Honestly, if you really want to put that into context of what the team needs, we need Trent Williams more than we need.
We've already established that in the exercise that we did a few weeks ago about, our top 5 most important 49ers. And we all had Trent Williams on our lists. And who's the one person that we did not have on our list?
BA.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, we have so many other options. Is he great? Is he a wonderful thing that I think Brock Purdy loves, the whole team loves, the offense thrives around? 100%. But do we need Trent more than we need BA? You better bet your bottom dollar we do. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Somebody needs to fix this and get Trent Williams signed and on the field and in football shape. And T minus, it's close. Let's go. Yes.
Let's go.
Hey.
Ty, what were you going to say? Ty?
I was going to say, the real is Trent Williams is the second highest paid tackle in the NFL in the year 2024. Number 2. What you complaining about, bro? What's the deal? You show up week 1, your salary is guaranteed for the year. It's that simple. Just do that, and you will be paid a boatload of cash. I don't see what the problem is. We have done right by you. We have given you a big contract. You're making the second most money. What's the deal, bro? Talk to me. What's the real reason why you're doing this? That's what I want to know. That's how you got to look at it.
Go out and win a Super Bowl.
Well,
yeah. You're trying to run out and win a bowl.
Yeah, why does everyone want to get paid before they win a Super Bowl? That's the thing that pisses me off to no end. Like I get it. I get where you are and get what you can, but like, man, y'all didn't win last year. You did not win. You did not get over the hump. Once you get over the hump, that's when you're like, hey, we want to get over the hump again. We got to do that. And it's like everybody just circle back and they're like, we're going to get paid for almost winning it this year. Like, the mentality is so bizarre with this team right now. It just, that's what I mean by bad vibes. Like, it's just, right? Like,
Becca, I think you need to shake your candlestick dirt. We can't put this out into existence about Brock getting
the universe is about this.
Who said that? That's not happening.
Need to win. They want to win, and they do. You see it in their attitude and hard work. They do, but something needs to give with these. I don't know. They're people that are representing them to get them paid. Yes, they want to get paid. Yes, they deserve to get paid. All those things. But my God, these guys just went out there and put it on the line and then decided, now you owe me some money. And these guys are doing it all ass backwards. They're coming at it like, pay me, and then I'll go out there and show you what I'm worth. No, prove it, like the old guys did. And then
I disagree.
Yeah. Wait, who's that? What's that mean? I'm out of the loop.
What?
Who's looking at 25 already? What's that mean?
the team at the Niners. We're looking at 2025 already.
Oh.
Oh no! I think we're in it. We're in it for this year. We know we're in it. Everyone knows we're in it.
Yeah.
We have most of our same roster, and
Yeah,
the guys
they kept the core together.
Yeah, we kept the core together, but the people we had to replace, I think we elevated some of those positions with some key people that can do better than our second options did last year. So yeah. No, I think we're still in it. Every team's doing the same thing we are. So yeah.
49er media, CMC had non-guaranteed money. They extended him. What does Trent need to prove? 49ers should have signed Trent when they signed CMC. Well, but when that happened, though, that was minicamp. And Trent was there.
He was.
Mm-hmm. And he's kind of been year to year too. Like he hasn't necessarily said, this is my last year. I'm going to play 2-3 more years. No, I think he sees the Super Bowl window and he's like, oh, I need to capitalize as best I can. And I feel like he's gotten a little greedy with it, that, he knows he's good. And we take nothing away from what he does on the field. But at the same time, come on, go in there and sit down, negotiate, and recognize your worth and your value and your window of opportunity, and sign some freaking contract that's going to pay you, that's going to give you what you want and need. But, it's based on, compared to Brandon Ayuk, it's insignificant, really, as the money goes for the team. It's such a night and day comparison. Just pay this man and let's move on and not have this be another big distraction for us. It's crazy to me that we don't have Trent Williams done, figured out.
His contract is too tricky. It's not as easy as people think. One, because of his age. I mean, he's 36. He ain't getting no younger, and he's still at the top of his game. But at some point, Father Time catches up to all of us. Even me and my baby soft skin. Some days it's rough, and I gotta apply some baby lotion to get it to where it needs to be. That's a little fun fact for y'all. But what the 49ers don't want is a kind of D Ford situation. And I know it's two totally different scenarios, but remember, they extended D Ford, gave him this money, then he got hurt and he was useless, but they were still on the hook for that money. And we were taking cap hits every year. Well, with a player like Trent, who's so much more valuable and is going to be making so much more, do you really want that on your books? Especially we know what's coming up 2-3 years down the line. So you don't want to extend that contract any further than what it is. But also, you have to protect yourself from, certain guarantees. Because, Rebecca, like you just mentioned, he's kind of flip-flop sometimes. Like, oh, I'm thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
Well, what if we guarantee him $90 million, and after the season, he's like, you know what? I'm done. I've done enough. I think I'm just going to walk away and head off into the sunset. And we're standing there like, wait, hold up. You had said that you was going to play.
He's not a $90 million guy, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
We still got 20 million in cap hits coming. Can we get something for that? He's like, nah, I'm good. And just walks away. So you got to protect the team. That's why the contract is so tricky. Like, if we could just move some money and guarantee it, and he's fine with the 3 years and everything's copacetic, cool. If he's looking for a raise and an extension, it's like timeout. Whoa. It's a lot to work out. So his situation to me is much more trickier than Brandon Ayuk's.
But it needs to get done. And what a great way to start off the holiday weekend than with paying Trent Williams. Do it now.
I hear that. That's a little secret that I didn't want people to know, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, grease it up, slide it in, let's get it done. Whatever.
Whoa. This is a family show.
That's what he said. Coconut oil.
Whoa.
The QR code that is to the left of Ty. Go scan that QR code. Go donate to the Golden Heart Fund, please. If you need gear for the season, please check out Faithful Gear at faithfulgear209.com and Hella Fitted at hellafitted.com. They do good work. All right. So did you guys see what Manti Te'o said about the 49ers being emotionally
I didn't.
drained?
I heard he said something. But what did he say? Catch me up, please. Yeah.
He
hear
pretty
it.
much said that he doesn't view the emotionally drained 49ers as NFC West favorites. And
Okay.
Diamondor Lenore took to Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it and said, this don't even matter. I used to have computer love too.
Yeah. I saw that. I didn't see the whole Manti Te'o clip, but that comeback by Lenore is just brilliant. That is burn. Like he got him.
You can get yours at faithfulgear209.com, Dawn. Yeah, that I don't know. I think it was on good. He was on Good Morning Football, I want to say.
Yeah, the NFL show. Yeah,
that one.
And
it was just
he was there.
I don't know. I don't see them as emotionally drained at all. I see them ready to go, and there's unfinished business. Becca, when you came on, we were talking about your how you feel going into week 1. So how do you feel going into week 1 against the Jets?
I feel, I don't know, 50-50, honestly. I feel like the team looked pretty good against the Raiders, which I think is a sleepy, sneaky team this year. I think they're better than people might think they're going to be. But I do think, the Jets have been putting something together. They always do. Robert Sala's not going to give us an easy way out. I hope that, without Trent Williams or being week 1 ready, and maybe without Brandon Ayuk being week 1 ready, that we still have enough, gas in the tank to do what we need to do with the Jets. We should win the game. I would not be surprised if we lose it, just because we seem to be fumbling a little bit out of the gate with some of these contract extensions and things that
it's just preseason.
Big distractions. But I think, these guys are hungry. They're going to remember what happened last year, and they're going to come out and they're going to bring everything they have in the tank because they want to get back to where they were. They've been biting at the apple and just have not gotten that glory yet to get to the middle of the lollipop, But I think it's going to be a hard fought game, but I think we win. But it could slip away depending on how sloppy we play and how together we are and ready to go. But that's my take. Like, I feel like this one's a 50-50 shot.
If we had Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk, would it be different?
If we had Trent Williams, yes. I just feel like he brings something, he's a standalone veteran that you just can't replace. And I think he's an X factor that would make a huge difference. Brandon Ayuk, I think we have enough weapons in the, enough stuff in the cupboard that we can get along without a Brandon Ayuk for a game. We could, he's been injured before. We cook up some other things in the books and make it work.
We were there.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
The Giants game, we were there. He was injured.
Right. We
came out on top of that
can,
game. Yeah,
can do some things without him, but Trent Williams he's a big cog in protecting that whole offensive front. So that to me is the bigger problem if we don't have him.
Yeah, we were there sitting in the gold mine that no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when they showed the game against New Orleans, at the beginning of the game, they had that view down to that end, and you can see it. And it was just like the blank space. It wasn't set up. It was nothing. And it was like, oh, it really is gone. You know, I felt it. I felt it. It was like, it really is gone. Oh.
Well, Kenny, I missed last week too. Like, I was off the grid. I've been out of town for a while. And now we lost power tonight. It's been crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We got the storm here too, but it passed now. It's gone.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah.
Although it was a good storm. And I kind of missed it. I like standing outside.
It was fantastic here. And you know, like I have an old house and those old air conditioners, the through the wall ones, when they have to reboot and they sound like the alien mothership is gonna come like take your whole house away. You're like unplugging, like, oh please don't let it die. And you're running around your house. So it's been an interesting evening.
Mm-hmm.
So Maddie, anything else you have to say on the matter besides them showing up for week 11, which they better not?
No, they're going to show up for week 11. That's where they're at. Like at the end of the day, that is clearly where they're at.
Terrible.
I don't know if you guys.
That's a terrible scenario.
Did you
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, if you expect for the worst and it comes up less than that, you won't be disappointed. I don't know if you guys watched the CD Lamb press conference yesterday, but he talked in there about how like he had to come back. Like he told his agents, like, it's time to come back. Like I got to get my timing down. I got to be ready for week 1. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Well,
he's
there's
like,
something.
We got to get this going. We got to get moving. We got to get going.
Camp.
Meanwhile, cleared by doctors, can't quite make it today for some reason. Must have had an appointment.
He was there.
Yeah, must have had an appointment. So say whatever you want about whatever, but
we shall see.
We gonna see. We still got how many days left? 10 days left? 11 days left to get things in
12.
order.
Don't we have 12 days?
You can say that 12 days until week 1.
Nick Bosa was done
happen
on
until
September
then.
3rd last year. It was the end of the
That's
Labor Day
true.
weekend.
We have 12 days until the Monday night.
Right.
There you go.
12 days.
So next week is the real week.
Last season, you know, how did any of these guys do when they held out? It's
not great, Bob.
It's a long way back.
Fred Warner was awesome.
Yeah, he did.
So was George Kittle.
Yeah.
George had a good year too.
They were okay in their whole. But they didn't hold out like this long. I don't know anybody that's done this.
They were in time for camp.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
And they came to camp in shape, looking good.
Wasn't Nick Bosa September 6th?
Football shape. I thought Bosa was September 3rd, and all I kept hearing was if anybody can stay in shape for this, it was Nick Bosa, and then he ends up having 8 less sacks than the year before. So.
Because he didn't have the playbook, he didn't know the plays, he didn't know what to do, and
literally. Well, and the other thing was, he said he didn't even feel like himself until like midway through the year.
And
they all say it. Everybody, they all do, and then no one cares. No one gives a flying rat's ass the next year. They don't care. They just don't care.
Even Debo was like,
don't give a single shit about the entire thing. Nothing. Because if they did, they'd be here. They don't care. They'll get here when they get here. See you week 11.
See you when I'm in football shape and ready. Debo said it out loud. Plenty, right? Like he was like, I know. I showed up. I wasn't ready for this. And that's my concern. Like they're going to show up and they're not going to be football ready. So a sneak loss, you're not wrong, Matt. I don't know. It could happen. But Trent Williams to me is more important. Get him done and get him over with. My God, just get this done. Whatever it needs to be.
Get him done now. Get him in the building. I can't say this enough. This is the third time I'm going to say it, is that man protects the franchise.
He does. It's the most important, I think, thing that we have to figure out right now. That's the imperative for this team. Brandon Ayuk's been doing his thing. They're working out. We've got, I don't know how many.
Let the child continue to be the child and bring in the big man.
Exactly. We've got like 7 or 8 guys on a wide receiver signed to the 53 right now. Okay. So is he or is he not? He had his options. Figure it out. Either he's coming or going. So let's do it. Figure it out. But get your playbook and get your mind in the game, because it's not going to be ready for week 1, 2, 3, or 4. You're absolutely right, Matt. But then we have all those games against teams coming off their bye weeks loaded up against us. So these guys have to be like ready to rock and roll, and we're not going to be. So to take some early losses, I'm not going to be surprised if that happens. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to that hurry up offense in the 2-minute warning. And I beat you. Oh, come on. I beat you.
Damn it. I was ready. I had it, and it's not
You were
showing
ready?
up. Jeez. I clicked it right after you said it, and it didn't appear.
Because I clicked it too. All right, Maddie,
There you
go.
NinersNE.com. Get your tickets now, for the love of God. NinersNE.com. I got 3 road games I got to get to this year, and I got to finance them. So NinersNE.com. Chop chop.
Well,
I'll talk to you soon, Matt. I got to figure out what I'm doing there.
All right, you let me know which games. I think I'm going to go to the New England game. The rest of them are all up for grabs at this point.
We'll talk.
we're still a week away, and I think we'll see some things happen with the roster next week. I don't think this 53 is settled yet, and I just want to say I'm real happy with the 53. I think it's looking good. I think we're loaded. Should be a good year. A lot of nice young players that I'm excited to see. So, but it's not done yet. I think we still got a few tweaks to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing finally settles down.
I'm excited for Jacob Cowing. Definitely want to see him out there. I also want to see Ricky Pearsall without the blue non-contact jersey.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, that would be nice. But pay Big Trent. Please get this man inside the building like tomorrow.
Yeah.
It would be nice to start the holiday weekend off, with paying Big Trent. We need him. He's a big part of what we do, and like I keep saying, he protects the franchise, so we definitely need him. Shout out to Faithful Gear, Hella Fitted. Thank you guys. Shout out to the chat. You guys were awesome tonight, as always. And yeah, go Niners. Becca, you're up.
Again, it's just going to say the same thing. Welcome, Hella Fitted and Faithful Gear. Welcome to our show. Thanks for supporting us. And yes, get Big Trent paid, and we'll deal with Brandon Ayuk as that comes. But Trent needs to be done. We need him more than anybody else in the building to get the season started. So that's an imperative. That's a must-have going into the holiday. But hey, football is here. Let's get it going, and go Niners.
All right. In the next couple of weeks, we got some cool guests coming in. So stay tuned, and we will see you next week. Go Niners.
See ya.
Bang, bang.
And of course, for the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.